So my first video ever was about 11 items that I think every medical student should have kind of going into medical school. And that's when I was a first year medical student. Now I'm a fourth year medical student and I have this bag. So I thought it might be helpful to talk about everything that's in my bag as a fourth year medical student. Let's get into it. Okay, so first let's talk about the school gear, or the stuff that I actually use for school in medical school. Let's start off with some nice fun medical stuff. This is a reflex hammer. I only use this on neurology rotations, so I don't really use it that much anymore. Most people use their stethoscope. If you see a neurologist, they'll yell at you. This is, again, a tuning fork. Again, I never use this other than my neurology rotation, but I just carry it around in case a neurologist comes out of nowhere and it's like, what's going on? Look, you can even hear it, right? Let's see if I can put it on the microphone. Can you hear that? Next, I have the Sony WH-1000 MX5, and these are just nice noise-canceling headphones that I used when I was studying in the library or had some downtime in between rounds or whatever was going on. Next, I have these Blueberry Cliff Bars. I love these Blueberry Cliff Bars. They're not sponsoring the video. I just eat them on rotations. I have a 36-ounce Hydro Flask. I have a Roost V3 laptop stand, because that way, you know, when I use my laptop, it's not really good to have it looking down like this, because it's kind of bad for your neck and you really want to look straight up and stuff like that. So what I can do is, this is really nice and compact and portable, is I just open it up like this, and then all you do is you just stick your laptop in like that, bam, hello. And then you can work kind of like this with it at the proper angle, and that's the Roost V3. And then I always carry around this MacBook Air. This is kind of like my work school computer. It's just an M1, 8 gigabytes of RAM, the most basic M1 MacBook Air you can get. Okay, let's put some of this stuff away and get into some more fun stuff. Also, 3 things that I don't have in here because I forgot them in my white coat, stupid Zach, is the stethoscope, which I have the Littman Master Cardiology Stethoscope, my pen light, which is my Infray LED like pen light, and safety goggles, which are no cry safety goggles. Again, anyone from Amazon is fine. And this is the Axiom by Triple Aught Design 24 pack in olive. It's the next thing that I actually use in the hospital. Pens. Always gotta have lots of pens because attendings or residents will steal them. That's okay. If you want honors, carry around lots of pens. I have my AirPods if you listen to a Zoom lecture or something like that. And now let's move on to some medical stuff that I actually use in the hospital. Some of this stuff you don't really use in the hospital because you don't need to, because it's everywhere. But occasionally I like to just always carry around certain things. I always like to carry around, you know, 2 pairs of nitrile gloves, latex-free nitrile gloves. I always like to carry around medical tape, and not this one, but I always like to carry around 4x4 non-sterile gauze, and then you have the medical tape. It's just nice to have if you pull out a line or, you know, something like this. These are stuff that I just usually have in my pocket. And finally, alcohol prep pads, which are just these little alcohol prep pads. Again, these are good for like cleaning stuff off before you pull out a line. If you're doing like a really tiny procedure or changing an IV or something like that, you can just use your alcohol prep pads. You have the tape, you have the gauze, and you have pretty much everything you need. Okay, so that's the stuff that I have for medical school, like studying and working and stuff around the hospital. Most of that stuff I don't really use all the time, right? Because the hospital has everything I need. Now let's just get on to other stuff that I keep in my bag. I'm gonna be a real doctor soon, and I also just like to have certain things in my bag. So let's go on to the various things that I have in my bag. And of course, I'm not recommending that you have these things or take these things or anything like that. No medical advice. I always carry around 81 milligrams of chewable aspirin. Again, I'm not going to give specific recommendations here because I don't want to get in trouble. But if someone's having a heart attack, or if you think someone's having a heart attack, there's a certain amount of chewable aspirin that you should give them. And if you give them right away, there's a chance that it might help them live a little bit longer. Or not live longer, but not die. Less chance of death. I have Quick Clot, Advanced Clotting Gauze, Alka-Seltzer. I use Alka-Seltzer all the time. A thermometer, nail clippers, tweezers with a sharp point, you know, some Band-Aids, some more alcohol wipes, bacitracin, toenail clippers. There's more medications, don't worry. Let me put this little bag away here. Okay, what can I talk about in this bag? Okay, I got Tylenol, some Imodium, you never know, Spare Contact, more chewable aspirin, omeprazole, which I use again all the time, and Advil. I also have this, which is like the Israeli bandage, emergency bandage. Again, pretty much similar to clotting, except if there's something huge or something like that, you could use that. Oh, other medical thing I forgot, I always carry around a tourniquet. And I think that's all the medicine-y medical stuff that I always carry around. Mainly just for personal use, but you know, when I'm a doctor, if there's an emergency, it might be nice to have this stuff around. Okay, let's put this stuff away. And let's move on to my fun gear that I have in my bag. I got really into like the survival stuff and all that kind of stuff and everyday carry on Reddit. So I got a bunch of stuff there. Also, I've been doing a bunch of travel recently, so I also have stuff around that. Some tissues. Okay, now on to the fun stuff. I have this crazy bright Warrior 3 flashlight. Look at that. It's like, oh fuck. It's really, really bright. And it's also got like this sharp part on the front. I think because if you get in a fight, you can like fight with it. I don't know. But this is the Olight Warrior 3. It's awesome. I carry around a knife, a Benchmade 940, not for personal defense or just like, but I do a lot of camping, a lot of hiking, and you never know when a knife might come in handy. This thing is a beast. I have a Leatherman Rescue trauma shears. These are really strong. Like these could snap your finger off. That's how crazy strong they are. And they fold down really nicely. These are mainly just for cutting clothes off or something like that you need to cut off in an emergency. I have this SanDisk Extreme Pro portable SSD, which is 4 terabytes and amazing. If I ever want to edit on the run or something like this, this is really fast. Carry around a little mirror. Never know when a little mirror can come in handy. And I carry around the Leatherman Wave multi-tool kind of thing. It's just got a bunch of stuff. And it's good to kind of get familiar with these things. Again, I do a little bit of camping, a little bit of hiking, not that much. I just kind of like to nerd out on these things that you can carry for survival. I always think before I go to bed, if a zombie apocalypse happens, what would I do? Maybe I'd have this stuff, maybe I'd survive a little longer. Or maybe I'd go crazy and start picturing my dead wife. Get that reference. Next, because I do a good bit of traveling, I have these Manta Sleep eye mask, which is amazing. Just some regular everyday earplugs, you never know. Okay, let's get into some of my various cabling and charging. So I have this Anker 735 charger, and this thing is amazing because I can use it to charge pretty much everything I have now. I use it to charge my computer, I use it to charge my iPad, I use it to charge my Kindle, and all I need is a USB-C to whatever cable. So I have, of course, oh god, a long one. I have USB-C to USB-C, USB-C to USB-B, and then I have USB-C to Lightning for my iPhone. And then I have, because I've been doing a little bit of travel recently, a double charger here, which is, I don't even know what this is, Highley USB-C one with 2 ports. And then I have this universal travel adapter, so I can use this and this, or like an extension cable to pretty much charge everything I have. And finally, I have this RAV Power 20,000 milliamp hours charger, which is just awesome for portable charging for my phone. I can even use this on my computer, iPad, anything. And oh yeah, I have the iPad Pro from 2018, I think. And I mainly just use this to, you know, read articles or watch read articles. Fancy, the fancy guy right here. Read articles or watch movies when I'm traveling. That's pretty much. Oh, one more thing. Dental floss. Dental floss is a sneakily good thing to have around. I actually used this on my OBGYN rotation for a lady who was about to give birth, but she had a ring on her finger, but her fingers got swollen, so she couldn't get the ring off, and it really hurt. And what I did is, you can actually see this, like I actually learned this when I was like an EMT. You can wrap the floss around the bottom side of the finger to kind of reduce the swelling, and then the top side of the finger to reduce the swelling, and then maybe you can slowly start to peel kind of the ring off the finger, and it worked, and it was really cool. And I think it earned some props from my attending, so that was awesome, and that felt cool. So floss is like a sneakily great thing to have. You can use it to tie things. I think it's a good kind of survival thingy. Again, I know nothing about survival. I've never drank my own pee. And on that note, I will end this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. I probably went a little bit too crazy with this backpack survival stuff, but yeah, I like to nerd out on these things. Thank you for watching. I will see you on the next one.
Drinking your own pee is truly unpleasant.